They were called Tenno. Warriors of blade and gun, masters of the Warframe armor. These are the first words encountered in the history of this mysterious warrior caste, a legendary order that shaped the course of the Origin system and sowed terror among all those who stood in its way. But are the legendary Warframes really just plain armor suits, stainless steel robes for the most skilled warriors of their time? Or do they emerge from another, a darker history? Let's get down to the root of the legend. And that root runs deep, millennia in the past to be precise. At the height of the Old War, the existential conflict of the once almighty Orokin Empire against its own out-of-control creations, the sentient, adaptive artificial life forms whose unstoppable advance even the most exquisite Orokin war machines were at best only able to slow. What to do when neither blades nor projectiles or lasers seem to have any effect? In their desperation, the Orokin elites turned to a more rudimentary form of warfare, the biological one. The research of a certain Orokin executor named Ballas, to be precise. Experiments with the infection had already been carried out in the past, but the newly developed Helminth strain, a subvariant of the already known mutagen strain, seemed to be able to perform extraordinary things. The greatest warriors of the Empire were summoned, Dex Masters as well as elite soldiers, and each of them soon found themselves exposed to the Helminth, voluntarily or not. Infected with the spores, their skin blossomed in the form of sword steel, their organs filled with unprecedented resilience, their bodies entirely engulfed by the infection, yet their minds still clear and untouched, or so it seemed. And so was born the first generation of creatures that would soon be feared throughout the entire Origin system under the name of Warframe. Among the sentient who could not oppose the power of this new superweapon as well as in their own ranks, for even the armies of the Orokin froze in fear at the sight of these monsters as they called them, and that, as it turned out, not without reason. Though it seemed so at first, even the strongest-willed mind could not resist the inexorable progression of the infection forever. This led to Warframes being prone to uncontrollable and violent behavior shortly after their creation, a circumstance that led to the discontinuation of the Warframe program, at least for the time being. It was a fateful incident involving the colony ship Zeraman 10-0 that would breathe new life into the Warframe research. Exposed to radiation after a failed void jump, the children on board developed supernatural abilities. Abilities they learned to control through the science of transference developed by a certain Orokin Archimedean named Magalis. This transference allowed the so-called Tenno to transfer their mind into another body and control them, the long sought-after solution to the unstable psyche of the first generation of Warframes. Isolated in the so-called reservoir on Lua, the Tenno could focus entirely on their new task. Bound by honor to serve their Orokin masters as Warframe operators. With their help, the Empire managed to win the war against the Sentients, which had already been thought lost. But only a few know that the Orokin also used Warframes within the Empire, be it as skilled colony administrators, eliminators of infection outbreaks, or even as political assassins. But the secret of the reservoir, the source of their power, was always kept like a state secret. And so it came to pass that the Empire took the legend of the Tenno and their Warframes to its grave. Although it is believed that sporadic Warframe incursions have been conducted in the centuries since, the Tenno have only recently awoken from their slumber. Where will their path take them this time? That's up for you to decide. Thanks for watching. If you like this Warframe lore format, let me know in the comments down below, and consider leaving the channel a sub if you don't want to miss out on future content. See you in the next one, and until then, good loot.